topics. Now, we do have an absolutely incredible show, but I've decided I want you to meet somebody. I mean, really meet them with me so that they're on together. I want you to meet our executive producer. And I have pulled her from the back of the gallows and put her on with us so that you could actually meet who is behind all the shows here at Metadime that is working for everybody. Hello, everybody coming on board. Listen, if you're new here, we go live Monday through Friday. We share tips, tools, conversations, inspiration, motivation, and techniques. We do all the things that we can do so that we can go ahead and say good morning to you and share some things that will help you create thrivability in your life. We want to be able to create thrivability. I know it's just going to happen. Good morning. What a pleasant surprise. Good morning, Karen. I know it's like, okay, so it happened. So it's there at the same time. So Karen and I have been working together for, over a couple of years now, and behind the executive producing of the show. And I want to talk about that as a Tuesday topic. And we're going to be talking about stuff that's happening there. So I want to let you know, she's running around her house because, I just kind of jerked her out of her chair and said, hello, be here now. So what I want to say is welcome to everybody. Welcome. Do me a favor, put your name down below, put your name here. And I want to ask you, have you ever noticed right now, that there's a new stimulus package? We're going to be talking about that new stimulus package here shortly as well. But when Karen gets settled, because hey, there we go. So let's make sure that we can hear you. So there we go. Say something and hello.
Hello, everyone. Can you all hear me?
Great.
Excellent.
That's
excellent.
Good.
Yeah, I'm
Good.
Sorry for the transition, Vicki. This was a last moment, and
it was the last minute, and I pulled her on with me, and we're going to be talking a little bit. Listen, I want to talk about Wednesday's welcome as well, because Wednesday's welcome, we have the amazing Tamara McCleary, but she's going to be on at 10:15. At 10:15, she's going to come on because she's getting off one live and then she's jumping on our live. So we gave her kind of a little window of opportunity somewhere between 10 and 10:15. She will be on with us. But tomorrow's going to be a wicked great show. So I want to talk about being on the coffee break show. And I want to talk about what if you had a company or you're thinking, I love this Metadime channel. I wonder if I qualified to be on a Metadime show. Yeah. Well, here's the qualifications. One is with Karen, you have to fill out an application. Isn't that correct?
That is. And actually, after each show moving forward, and we have 3 shows, Vicki, where guests would be appropriate. Mm-hmm. That would be Smart Perspectives, Unlocked with Tracy Wilson, and of course, the Coffee Break Show with Vicki Helm. Mm-hmm. After each show, before the end of the week, we are going to have a little link that comes up that gives our viewers and other people the opportunity to apply to be part of this show. Now, I want to be really clear, Vicki, we have had so many people prior to this form ask if they could be part of your show.
Yeah.
And, hey, there's Robert. It wouldn't be Talk Group Tuesday without Robert Stern.
Hey, how you doing, dude? Glad to see you're on this morning.
We have had so many people request to be on your show. Mm-hmm. And quite frankly, we do this.
We turn a lot of them down.
Well, we do. First of all, we're scheduling into October. And secondly, we only have one guest spot each week, and that's where we're ultimately going to be with the others. So you have to go online and complete a form, and we will see if you're a good fit for one of the 3 shows to provide the most value to our viewers.
It's really important to do that. And here's the first thing. If you want on my show, you better like to have fun. If you don't like have fun, you're really serious. Now, here's the thing. When you get on the show, it is, if you get on the show, if you go through that process and you actually are scheduled, I got to tell you, it's not about selling your stuff or things. And that's the issue we have with a lot of people. They want to get on and they want to sell their stuff, sell their things, get on there. You have to deliver value, make a connection. At the end of every show, I'm certain that we tell everybody how to get in contact with you. The other thing is that you have to have some sort of a following. Like, we're not a launch pad. So if you just started your Facebook group and it's on your coaching ability and how you coach, and you made your very first program, we're not going to be to the place where you can launch yourself from. We are looking for established experts. I mean, very established experts. Why? I think mostly because we live in such uncertainty right now, and we want to deliver value to our clients, to our people, to our community. And that screening door, that process of first getting there, that's what Karen does as an executive producer. And so after you get through the application phase and you actually are selected, and let me tell you, that selection process, that's what Karen does. She gets all the selection process done. And then what's the next step that they go through? Look at this. He's cracking me up.
We love Robert Stern. He's one of our great ambassadors.
Yeah, he is.
The next question, Vicki, though, in terms of where we go in the screening process, because we get so many requests, we actually, I screen through all of them. And then I've got to tell people this, and they may say, well, how can you do that? Finding the right connection for the host is critical. Yeah. And yes, I could just schedule all of the people, and Vicki and Scott and Tracy would be okay with that. But for me, it is hugely important that there's a connection. And at that moment, what makes sense? We don't want, no disrespect to the people out there, but, we're not talking about, well, geez, the right kind of makeup to set up, or let me tell you about this, that, and the other thing. We want people who are going to provide value. If you look at the people we've had so far, Vicki, we've had Dr. Joe Vitale. Tomorrow, we are having Tamara McCleary. We have had Felicia Slattery. We've had Martin Walsh. These are all experts who have provided incredible value. I mean, people have been frantically making notes during our programs, just trying to keep up. That's the guest we want.
That really is true. And what's interesting about the show topics right now is we're going to be adding shows on. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, what if I have something that's good enough to be a show? What if somebody says, Karen, I want to have a show on the Metadime channel? Then what's kind of the first process? What are we looking for? If you think I got a show that I think is going to be, hey, I'm sorry, I just have to say hi to the man. Where have you been? You have been working and moving. I know you're packing boxes. Nice to see you on, Brian. I've been watching you. I've watched you. It's like, where has he been?
Well, Vicki, Brian is actually one of our upcoming guests.
That's right. He's awesome.
Oh, he's got an amazing story that our viewers will really love. I do have to stop, though, because how do you get a show? That's an important question. But yes, I do have to respond to Robert Stern's question. Or comment. Vicki and I can't be on the same show. It would provide too many laughs and last for hours. And that is so true, Robert, which is why you'll never be a guest on this show. Sorry. You're really good.
See, he's been like, hi, I've been working, he said. I wanted to say that.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, let's go with that. Good morning, Jan. Nice to see Jane. Nice to see you on. See how that happens so fast, Jane.
I'm sorry, Jane. I was going to jump in and be the first one to say good morning, but she beat me to it. The answer to your question, Vicki, is where you say, well, what if I think I have a show that would be appropriate for the Metadine network? Mm-hmm. We will also have a form for that. Mm-hmm. Now, that we will be extraordinarily discerning about.
I think so. Don't we have to have like some board meeting or something like that?
Oh, yeah. They have to fill out a form. And then I'm not even screening these puppies. I am bringing them to one of our weekly board meetings to say, this one I've ruled out already, but this one might have a possibility. There are going to be very few, Vicki, that we say this one might be a possibility, because Metadime is an exclusive, extraordinary opportunity, and we are media redefined. We don't want another show that everyone else has. That would be media defined.
Yes. I want to go here a little bit, Karen, because that's very true. This is the future of media right now. What do I mean? If you're thinking, I'd love to have a show here, I'd love to be the barbecue guy that comes on and does the plant-based cooking, and what a great show that would be.
That's a great idea.
That it is a good idea. But even if that was there, we get to the point where we are looking at how to bring your show alive. We like it to be interactive. We want to be able to say to ourselves, good morning, and great to see you, and beautiful day in paradise, and hope you're well. The interaction between having interactive media is what we're about. We care a lot about how our viewers view. So when you watch Netflix, you turn it on and you don't make a sound. You just are not even involved in the conversation. You aren't even present. They don't even ask you, do you enjoy this particular show? You just watch mindlessly like this. And so what we have about interactive TV brought forward is conversations with people and the audience. It's not even like a talk show like Welcome to Oprah. We're talking, or The View, we're talking and you're listening. We want to be involved with you inside the conversation. Make sense?
That's really important, Vicki. And the other thing I want to share is, if somebody is coming to us with a new show, they may have a great idea for 2 shows. This is not a 2-show commitment. This is knowing it's the right thing for our viewers. And if it is the right thing, we're going on for years. This is not a, well, you've got a nice little 6-week segment. You need to continue to provide value with relevant topics and be able to have something that you can converse with our viewers on.
Yeah, it's super important. And so I want to say, Brian, I'm really looking forward to the interview with you, because I realize right now that plant-based diet is going to be very big in America very shortly. Karen, I want to talk about the topic of the future and why are we doing this, why this is happening. So everyone knows we live in unprecedented times. Yes,
absolutely.
And so what's happening is, we want to be able to have shows that are live. We're taking live shows only. There is absolutely no editing done. And why did we choose that? We did it on purpose so that you could hear straight from the expert's mouth. So you could know that, we don't twist words. All the mistakes are ums or ands and uhs are in there. But you get to the point where we are being and delivering the truth as the expert says it, not twisted, not bent. And that is so important. We don't want to get to the point where we are editing everything else and putting it up there and making sure it has only our values. And it fell on the cutting room floor. We don't need this piece of it. We want to be upfront, true, and honest. And the only way to do that, I believe now, in media is live shows. I think that's there. So Karen, can you tell us, what do we got on our plate for Metadime right now? What kind of shows are we have like 4 shows and we got a 5th show coming. Tell us what we're doing.
Well, we've got some very exciting opportunities that provide information for diverse audiences. And that's what's important to us. We don't want just to be talking to the same person and thinking that that makes us special. We have the Smart Perspective show. That is with the incredible investigative journalist, Scott Stevens. Scott is amazing. In addition to being a former chief meteorologist and all kinds of other things, he is probably one of the best futurists.
Yes, he is.
Know. And
I'm the best. And
I'm sorry.
Best, right?
Yes, you're the best.
Is that right? I hope you're laughing, Scott. I hope you're laughing.
He's the second best futurist in the universe behind Vicki Helm. We all know this. And that's why Vicki's show started first. Scott is later, because, he's sort of second string, but second is not a bad place to be in terms of being a futurist.
He is literally, I'm teasing Scott, I love you. He's literally one of the best futurists I've ever worked with in my whole life. There
he is.
Thank you, Scott, so much. So why do we have a futurist on? And this is so important. I want to share this with you. When you are living in uncertainty, when you are living at extraordinary times, you need to have somebody who can read the data. It's like, there's a way to, in accounting, make reports. We make a balance sheet, but then we hand it off to the finance person who reads the data and says, oh, this is where we're at. I see what we're doing. This helps us maneuver a little bit. And that's what Scott's really great at. But what Scott's great at giving, and I want to give kudos here. Karen, I'm going to take a minute right here to just really drill this point. We started talking about the pandemic on the Coffee Break Show in December. We told you what it was that you needed to do, you needed to look for, what you needed. The reason that's important is because we gave you a 10 or 12 week window before it happened so that you could take charge of things right now. And that's really the focus of the point right now. Okay, so here it is. I got to do this. I have a show name, Vegans to the Left, Carnivores to the Right, Stuck in the Middle with You. This is,
I love Brian Rogers.
I know it's going to be a fun show.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So when you get to the point where you have this kind of uncertainty, you have to have people on the team who are doing the research of ahead of time. Karen and I make sure that your weather is up to date, like 10 days before it happens, 7 days before it happens. That window of opportunity always saves you more money. It saves you more time and it makes you more safe. And so, yes, we have Smart Perspectives as one show. And I think Scott does the weather show. Yes?
He also does. I'd like to just go back to Smart Perspectives to clarify one thing. Scott is a futurist across the board. It's great to have someone who is an expert in economics, or this person is an expert in the environment. Scott is an investigative journalist and well educated in terms of economics, environment, climate, health. The list is endless. So he's providing a very broad spectrum of future brilliance. And then the same man is going to move his brilliance because he was a chief meteorologist for 1 million years, started loving weather when he was a kid, Vicki, which is a little unusual, but we love him anyway.
Nerdy.
You are not nerdy, Scott. That's okay, honey. I'll get tape for your glasses, though. It's all right. But Scott has Scott's weather Monday through Friday, and that is 9 p.m. on the East Coast. And Scott just doesn't say, well, it's going to be snowy tomorrow in Pennsylvania. He gives a world perspective of the significant weather events that are happening across the world.
How they affect the economy and everything. Yeah,
exactly. The economy, crops, environment, the whole 9 yards. And then he does a major focus in the U.S. And I got to tell you, Scott has taught me so much about clouds of all things, but that's a different show. And then, Vicki, our third show at this point, beyond yours, is Unlocked with Tracy Wilson. Tracy,
she rocks.
She is amazing. Tracy was actually one of your early Wednesday Welcome guests.
Yeah. Good friend, dear friend.
Oh, just an amazing person. Her show Unlocked is about business, family, and life.
Yeah.
Now,
and her skill sets around that topic are unbelievable.
Absolutely. And Casey actually was in the corporate world for a while. Then she started her own businesses.
That's right.
So she can certainly talk about the excitement of business. Is Scott creating havoc? The way that you're laughing tells me that Scott is creating havoc. Scott is saying, I was born nerdy. That was way awkward
when I was growing up. Sucked because my dad was a coach.
I'm sure your dad was very proud of your weather forecast.
He was very so sweet. And I want to let you know, Scott's sense of humor is to die for. He's very witty, he's very in the moment, and he always, always makes me belly laugh. I want to take a minute here and go right here and just say, here, maybe the best thing to be a nerd and investigate the electromagnetic spectrum of the clouds and atmospheric perturbation. Yes, that's what this guy is good. This is definitely one of your peeps right here. I'll tell you, the guy knows. He's like, this is the best thing. This is the best way. And you know what? It's right. He's the best at it. But what I know is he's got 40 years in both economics and the weather, because it's like they go together hand in hand. The real truth is the weather creates food. Food creates commodities. Commodities create a market. It's like the weather and the economy go hand in hand. We look at damage from hurricanes and tornadoes and things like that. And I want to go pop back over to Tracy too, because Tracy, where she is an expert, she's the best of the best of the best.
Yes. And one of the things I love about Tracy's shows is that at the end of each of her shows, and I'm going to tell you, she is Tuesday and Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern time. But she is a Kiwi who lives in Australia. And so it's actually Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock her time, but I won't confuse you with that. But one of the things I love about Tracy's shows, Vicki, is that at the end of every single show, Tracy offers worksheets to her viewers.
She gives something away for free to help somebody out, to help them thrive. You're right. That is what she does. She does great work that way.
Hugely valuable. In addition to the content, she follows up with something so that you can follow the map. Which I love.
I want to go back to what you just said, because you said something so important. I want to make this known to you. The Metadime Digital is a world channel. It is not country centric. It's not like, hi, this is CNN, this is BBC. Mm-hmm. So in the time zone that you're in right now, it's about, does your show meet the needs of the world?
Exactly.
And this is the difference between Metadime, is that we are not country centric. Mm-hmm. We are world united. I want to go pop over here right quick. My dad was exactly the dad I needed. Patient, understanding, and in some ways absent because of his responsibilities. So I had time to be free to be me. That's true. And Scott, I want to say you're brilliant, and thank you for being here. We have so many people on the backside of this team. And wherever you are in the world, it's just like Karen said, we have a show in Australia that comes through. We have a show in the US that comes through. We have people all over the world who work with us. So it's really about the value you deliver. So let me ask you something. If you want to make a difference in the world, a real difference in the world, and you have something about you that wants to share an inspiration or something of so high of value, the person you want to talk with, the person you want to get to is Karen. Karen, there you are, Karen.
It depends on where we are.
Yes, and this is the point right here. This is the point. Thank you. This shows around the world. Yes. Now, here's what we know. We know we have more in common that unites us than divides us.
Yes.
And the thing is, we have global issues now. We don't just have little country-centric issues. It's like climate change affects everything. Weather affects everything around the world. Weather isn't just here in your little area. And so what we want to do is be able to step up what is happening in the world using the experts. And I want you to know what Karen does behind the scenes for 3 shows right now, 3 shows that are going constantly. We're adding a 4th show very quickly. And we have probably about 24 spots for shows to come on board. But that does not mean your show is going to get here right now. No. There's a process, there's an application. We have to make sure that there is unity and things like that. So the value can be given to people. Now, if you are looking to enrich an audience, if you are looking to grow your influence or your credibility, and you want to have a platform where you can go ahead and take the time to share with people your message so that it's done in such a way that they want to do business with you. Because you know what? I am sick and tired of the BS that marketers do, where they hustle you, where they FOMO you, where they don't really deliver any value, but they get you to feel your pain enough to give them money to get something that's marginal. We don't do marginal here. We do everything at the top level. We don't sell products that we haven't used. We don't look at clients, or we don't do any of that. It's like, if you want to be enriching and you want to really show value, and you want to be really to the point where you're in a community that thrives at helping the world by making a difference in the world, then I think that's the application. If you don't even have that, I'm sorry, I had to stop.
I tell you, I love Robert Stern, and you're right, we do.
We vet better than the government.
Yes, we do. You know, it's one thing I want to jump in here with, Vicki, is that you need to have something that's going to change the world. Exactly what you said. Don't bring to us a program that says there are some birds in Vermont that are really cool. We are citizens of the world. That's one of the reasons that how we've developed the Metadyne Globe.
That's why we're on the platform that we chose this platform, because it is the one, platform that brings everybody together. I'm sorry.
I'm a little concerned. Brian is going to be one of our guests next month, I believe.
But I want to let you know you're going to laugh a lot. Yes, there it is.
Exactly. But he is brilliant. He truly is brilliant. And I can't wait to see him. But Vic, we have people who watch your show right now. I don't know. I don't see that many of them are on, but there are a few. We have the UK. We have Bermuda. We have South Africa. We have Iraq.
Ghana.
At Ghana, we have, of course, Australia and New Zealand, and
we're pretty much a global channel. Yeah.
And I see Robert Stern wants his no program hot chocolate, the alternative.
And this is why we like this show today.
For those of you who don't know, Robert Stern, who is an amazing man, lives in Jersey. Vicki calls this obviously the Coffee Break Show, and she is sort of a coffeeholic.
I think he's been with us since day one.
I think so.
With his hot chocolate.
But Robert doesn't drink coffee. He drinks hot chocolate, and as do I. Yay, Robert. But that's the significance of that. And I got to say, now, Robert, if you sent that show to me, I would look at it twice. No promises, but I would at least look at it twice.
Yeah, the hot chocolate show.
The alternative.
Mild and sweet. So what's happening here is that media is moving, and we are looking at media that separates us into teams and people that we don't want to be. We see media out there that is fake and harmful and fearful. And so we are taking on the job right now because we want to make a difference in your life. We want to help you laugh a little. We want to help inspire you. We want to help you see what to look out for and what things you're going to have to weather the storm with. We want to help you make discerning choices that benefit you, that help you actually get through what's coming. That's our goal here.
In every aspect of your life.
Yes.
This is not, I think that goes without saying with what you just said. Stop laughing at Robert and Brian. I do want to throw this in, and few, I apologize. I did forget mentioning the Pacific Island. So, truly, we're global.
Puerto Rico, everywhere. We are Metadyne, that is united. And the most important thing I wanted you to know is, if you apply, you know who you're looking at, you know who you're talking to, and you have met Karen. Karen Saxe is the executive producer of everything that heads into Metadime. Every show you see, every commercial you see, everything that you see in here, she is the executive producer for. And she's also the person who says what shows are going to make it through and what aren't. And so if you're looking to be a guest on there, on the show, I think we're pretty booked out, but please go ahead and talk to her and get your spot on that show. And don't just say, I want to be on any show. You would have to know what show you want to be on and why you want to be on that show.
Vicki,
so I want to do this before we go because we have to.
Mountain Dew or coffee. Whoa.
I know.
Yeah, I just want to clarify a couple of quick things. First of all, if you don't have a sense of humor, you will never be considered. As you can tell from our viewers, they really want good information. They truly
we have
do.
Zany, nerdy viewers that want good information.
But you have to recognize that we are all human, and that means some of us have great sense of humors. Others don't. But they think they do. But truly, I need to just wrap up, Vic, with saying it is hugely important that we find the right viewers who are discerning about the information that they want. People who want to be guests on shows, who have to provide true global value. Yeah. Because if they don't, you don't fit in the mix. I'm sure you're a great person. I'm sure you're talented. You don't fit on Metadine. And in terms of our shows, they are few and far between. We are booked out. Vicky's show is really booked out. Some of the newer shows, we do have some slots. But you mentioned that don't just say, I'll be on any show. We have 3 separate guest request forms, one for each of the shows that are currently taking guests, because each show is unique. And one size does not fit all. And you're laughing, so who said something silly?
Yeah, well, most everybody's been here has been silly today. Karen, I want to say thank you so much for taking the morning and stopping and being on with me. Thank you for getting here. And I want to let you know, we're going to have fun. We're going to continue having fun. We love you guys so much. And serving you, honestly, serving you is our greatest joy. And it's like, everybody has something they want to be in their life for, whether they're volunteering at a hospital or they're volunteering at a shelter or they're volunteering doing something. We are up to creating the kind of media that people want to have that serves them. And this is the place to have it. This is our executive producer, Karen Saxe. And I just want to say, I love you, man, so much. And thank you. It has been a lot of hard work for the last 2 and some odd years. And we have climbed the mountain. We have fallen down the mountain. We've climbed the cliff, climbed up again. We have been through so much together, and you have been relentless at making the comeback. So I'm so glad you're here with us. Thank you for joining us on the Coffee Break Show. Today is Tuesday, but Wednesday is tomorrow. And our Wednesday welcome guest is Tamara McCleary. Now, let me just tell you again, Tamara McCleary is singularly probably the most powerful woman in technology right now. She's the CEO of Thulium, and she has the top tech companies work with her. Tomorrow, she is going to be on. She is going to be amazing at sharing with us what's going to happen in technology, what it means to be human and interacting with technology right now. It is going to be one of the best, biggest shows. And she is going to be starting live with us at 10:15. So tomorrow I have another person I'll be introducing you to who sits behind the scenes, and I'm putting him on the spot right now. You're going to have about 10 minutes to meet Donald Gifford as well. Donald Gifford. He's going to be on that first part of the show. He's saying what right now, but he's coming on. He's the guy that does all the video editing and things in the back. We want you to meet the Metadyne team, one person at a time. Karen, thank you so much for being with us today. I love you, and I will see you all tomorrow.
And thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.